Hey guys, it's Angela here, and this is a series of hip strengthening exercises. I'm going to start with lying on your back, straight leg raises. That is one you could start without a weight and could progress to adding a 1 pound weight and slowly building up to 10 pounds. But for the side leg series that we're going to do, I do not recommend adding a weight. We're going to do some multi-planar, multi-directional movements, and that's really enough. When those get easier, rather than adding weights, you would do more work upright against gravity. Okay, so here we go. You're going to start lying on your back, feet about hip distance apart. So tuning into your body and imagining those train tracks from your shoulders, center of hips, thighs, lower legs. Heels line up with the middle of your back pockets or your sitting bones. You're going to walk your heels as close to your bum as is possible. If that hurts your knees, just bring your feet out a little further, but walk them in as close as you can. That'll get better over time. And then with arms down by your side, palms down in close to your body. You're going to inhale. On the exhale, think about connecting your hip bones and engaging your core. So a little light intention to the abdominals. We're going to do a bridge in neutral to start. So we're going to inhale. On the exhale, press the center of the back of your head into the mat, shoulders, upper arms, forearms, wrists, palms, and all 10 fingers. Soles of the feet and all 10 toes press into the mat. So there's a little intention on the back side of your body. You're going to inhale. On an exhale, press your hips up into a bridge. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. Inhale, pause. Exhale, squeeze, press down and lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. Keep going with that, about at that pace. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, squeeze, press down and lift. Soles of the feet press into the mat. Tune in. Do you have weight through both soles of the feet and all 10 toes? Lower back down. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, press down and lift. You're imagining bringing the crease of your hips up to the ceiling. Your butt lifts off the mat. Bra strap stays down on the mat. So we're really trying to find glutes here. Inhale, pause. Exhale, squeeze, press down and lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. To make it a little harder, bend your elbows, fingertips face up to the ceiling, palms face each other. We press up towards the ceiling. Bra strap down, crease of the hips up to the ceiling. The soles of both feet evenly on the mat, coming back down. Inhale, hold. Exhale, press down and lift. To make it harder, reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Inhale, hold. Exhale, press down and lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. You could stay with that, or to make it a little harder, take the arms down. As you press the hips up, the arms lift up. So it just adds a little bit more challenge. Again, press down through the soles of both feet. Are your big toes still on the mat, or are you wanting to lift them up a little bit? Crease of the hip up towards the ceiling, bra strap down on the mat. Last one, to make it a little harder, we're going to progress to a single leg bridge. Same start, press the arms down, press the hips up, and then you've really got to think about taking the weight off of your right leg, keeping your pelvis level as you pick your right foot up to march. Bring it back down where you got it. Take the weight off the left leg, lift the left foot up, lower the hips back down. Inhale, pause, exhale, press down and lift. Inhale, weight comes off the right leg and we lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, weight off the left leg and lift. Exhale, lower. Coming back down. Really tuning into your pelvis. Hands on your hips if you need to make sure that your pelvis stays level so you're not spilling your soup anywhere. Coming back down. Keep going with that. When you get really, really good at this, you can stay up and do a series of 3 or 5 sets of marches, but I don't recommend that at first because most people start sinking and they find that their butt is on the floor after 2 or 3 sets. So nice level hips here. Last one, lower back down. We're going to slide the right leg out straight, flex the right foot, reach the right heel away, make that leg longer. Hip bones connect lightly. We're going to inhale, lift the left leg up to the height of the right knee. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, just barely touch the floor. Stay in control of the leg. You're going to build up to about 30 of these. If you can do 30 with ease, you could add a weight, a 1 pound weight to start. You might not be able to do as many. It's a straight leg raise, not a nearly straight leg raise. So the important part is keeping the knee straight and the leg long. Pelvis stays stable. Make sure you're not pouring your soup out behind you or towards the side. I have no idea how many. I never count. Go ahead and take a break when you need to. Switch legs. That right heel lines up with the center of your back pocket. Left leg stretches out straight, foot flexed. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. If you find that when you lift the left leg up to the height of the opposite thigh, the left leg wants to bend a little bit, it might be that you have tight hamstrings. Just don't lift quite as high. Again, left leg reaches away, make it really long. Hip bones connected slightly, core is engaged. Pelvis is stable, so not tipping your soup to the side or towards your head, however many that was, but you're going to go to 30. Feel free to count them. Turning onto your right side, you're going to line yourself up at the back edge of your mat. Your head can rest on your arm, or if you need a pillow under your head, that's fine too. You're going to start with your hand on your side waist, but later we're going to move it onto the mat for balance. Go palm flat, not on your fingers. So starting with your hand in that space between the rib cage and the top of your pelvis. You're lined up at the back edge of your mat. You'll lift your top leg up to hip height. You're going to imagine it's like a telescope. You're going to reach that top leg out, elongate it, lengthen it, and then release. Feel the space that creates in your side waist on top. You might feel your bottom side waist lift off the mat a little bit, and you should feel your core engage a little bit. So we're going to lengthen that leg. We're going to keep it long, and then we're going to find the turnout. Rotate your thigh bone out slightly and in. So we're trying to find rotation in the hip socket. Pelvis stays stable, and you can see as I turn out, my heel drops down slightly and my toe lifts up because I'm rotating my whole leg. We're going to keep that turnout. So we're long, we're turned out slightly, point your toes. You're going to lift and lower. Maybe point and lift, flex the foot and lower. That's extra flourish. Don't worry about it if it's too much to think about. What's important here, side waist stays long. You're reaching the leg out. You're in that slight turnout. You'd like to feel this in the area around your back pocket. You're going to do 10-ish as a goal, but start with what you've got. We're going to come back down to hip height. Anytime you need to, go ahead and rest all the way down, but otherwise we're going to work towards getting to staying active the whole time. Lengthen the top leg, rotate out, point your toe. The hand comes on the mat for balance. Pelvis stays stable, big circles up, forward, down, and back. About the size of a bicycle wheel. We're just going to do about 5 of these. Keep the turnout. You'd like to feel it in that back pocket area. If you feel it somewhere else, you may be losing your turnout. Pause at the bottom, re-lengthen. Make sure you're still turned out, core engaged. Reverse your circles. That top, neck, and shoulder are going to stay relaxed. So rest your head on your arm, rest your head on a pillow if you need to. If your foot's getting crampy, ease up on the point. Again, resting at hip height or all the way down if you need to. Lengthen, rotate out, small circles. Think personal watermelon or cantaloupe, not golf ball. We're going to do about 10 circles forward and then 10 backwards. Again, stable pelvis. Feel the motion in the ball and socket of the hip. I just did these for class earlier, so I'm really feeling it right now. If you don't have 10, that's fine. You've got what you've got. Back to hip height, lengthen, rotate out. Reverse your circle. Stable pelvis, so your soup's not sloshing around. We're really trying to find movement at the ball and socket of the hip. It should be burning in the back side of your butt, right where your back pocket would be. Can you make your circles smooth and round and shiny? Go ahead and rest. Hand on the mat for balance still. Lift the leg to hip height, lengthen. No turnout this time. We're going to flex the foot and kick forward, point the toe, and reach back. Flex and kick forward. It's a nice dynamic hamstring stretch eventually. Point and reach back. Imagine your leg is sliding on a table. The tendency is for it to drop in the front because it's heavy, to pop up in the back because you're tight, but you're going to try to stay level. Last one, lower that leg back down. You can take your arm overhead and just roll onto your other side. So you'll end up at the back edge of your mat. I'm going to flip so you can see me. So at the back edge of your mat, rest your head on your arm, lift the top leg to hip height, lengthen, rotate out, point your toe, right? So let's find that lengthen, so stretch and release. Find that elongation. You should feel your top side waist lengthen, more space between the rib and the pelvis. Core engages, a little space under your bottom waist, and release. Feel the difference between being lengthened and being relaxed. We're going to lengthen, stay lengthened. Then we're going to find the turnout. Rotate out from your hip socket. Your heel will end up being a little lower and your toe will be pointing up slightly. Your knee will be pointed slightly out to the side. So we're going to keep the length of the turnout. Point your toe, lift and lower. Maybe flex and lift, or no, point and lift, flex and lower. Don't worry about that if it's too much to think about. The important thing is staying long, keeping the turnout. Sideways stays long, so no muffin top. 10-ish is what your goal is over time. Come back to hip height, hand on the mat for balance. Lengthen the leg, find your turnout, point your toe, big circles about the size of a bicycle wheel, up, forward, all the way down. Find the space behind you. We're moving at the ball and socket of the hip. You should feel it right under where your back pocket is. Rest at hip height, lengthen, rotate out. Again, you can rest anytime you need to. We're going to reverse the circles. So feel free when you're starting with these to go as slow as you need to. It's fine if you don't have 10, if you have 3 or 2 or 1, whatever you got. Come back to hip height or all the way down if you need to. Lengthen, rotate out. Small circles about the size of a cantaloupe or a personal watermelon. Nice, shiny, round, smooth circles. Your leg is long. It's turned out slightly. Pelvis is stable. Core engaged. We're moving at the ball and socket of the hip. Rest all the way down if you need to. Otherwise, again, just hit hip height. Lengthen, rotate out. Reverse your circle. 10-ish. Right? I never count them. I just do as many as I can. Maybe squeeze out an extra one. These are a lot at first. You might not be able to get through the whole series to begin with. Rest at the bottom. Last one here. We're going to lift, lengthen, no turnout. Flex your foot and kick forward. Point your toe and reach back. About 5 of these. Right. Trying to keep the leg up at hip height. It's like you're sliding your leg on a table. Neck and shoulder relaxed, core engaged, pelvis stable, so your back's not wobbling all around. I forgot one on the other side, so we're going to go back and add it in, and then we'll come back to this side. Arm overhead, roll over. You should be about at the back edge of your mat. Hand on the mat for balance. Top leg lifts to hip height. Both feet flexed. Legs are long, tight thighs. We're going to lift the bottom leg up to the top leg. The cheats will be to curl your foot up and in or do weird stuff with your knee. The leg is straight, the foot is stiff. You're trying to lift your thigh off the ground using the inner thigh muscles. If it's uncomfortable on your bottom hip, use some extra padding or skip it for now. Rest briefly, arm overhead, roll onto your other side. Both feet flexed, top leg lifted to hip height, hand on the mat for balance. Lengthen that top leg, core engaged. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Notice if you're pulling your head up, that's your body trying to help you. See if you can exhale, engage your core a little bit more. So we're trying to lift the thigh. Look out for weird foot stuff like this or weird knee stuff, right? Nice straight leg lift and lower. One last time. Lower both legs back down. Turn onto your back, both knees bent. We're going to stretch them out a little bit. Arms to a T, feet together, knees together. Both legs over to one side. The hope and the dream, both legs come to the floor. The feet come free of the mat and the thighs are still together, arms still on the mat. If you're tight in the shoulders, you can lower your arms back down. Come back through to the other side. Both feet on the mat. Nope, feet free of the mat, legs down, thighs together. And then reverse. Keep going with that. One more time to each side. Just kind of flowing through, let it be easy. We just really worked a ton. Come back to center, feet mat distance apart, both legs to one side and then the other. Feet come free of the mat, so the soles of the feet will be looking out. The goal is the bottom leg gets to the floor. The top leg won't get to the floor. You're going to just bring it down as far as you can. One last time to the left. We'll come back to center, feet hip distance apart. Neutral pelvis, so hands on your pelvis. Make sure you're not spilling your soup. You'll cross your right ankle over your left thigh, foot flexed. We're going to bring that right knee across the body and then press away. Across the body and then press away. Pelvis is stable, so you're not spilling your soup anywhere. We're going to press the right knee away. We'll roll to the left side, left leg on the floor, right foot on the floor. That's the hope and the dream. If you can't get there, prop a pillow under this bottom leg. We'll bring this knee towards the floor and then press away. Bring this knee towards the floor and then press away. One more time towards the floor and press away. Coming back to center. Flex your right foot, press your right knee away. That could be it for you. Or both hands grab the back of the left thigh. Right elbow presses into right knee, and you're going to pull your thighs to your belly. Now, if your head and neck are doing weird stuff like this, see if you can lengthen the back of your neck. Drop your chin towards your throat. If you can't do that, you can come up into a C curve or even use a pillow for this. Lower the feet back down, hip distance, neutral pelvis. Cross left ankle over right thigh. Bring your left knee towards the opposite shoulder and then away. Pelvis is stable, so you're not spilling your soup anywhere. We're moving at the hip socket here. Press the knee away. We roll to the right side. Right leg on the floor, left foot on the floor. If you can't get your right leg all the way down, put a pillow under the right thigh. We'll bring this right knee towards shoulder and press away. Right knee towards shoulder and press away. One more time. We'll come back to center. Left knee presses away, foot flexed. That could be it for you if you feel a big stretch, or maybe both hands grab the right thigh. Left elbow presses left knee away as you pull thighs to belly. We're looking for a stretch somewhere in the outer hip, the back, or the lower part of the thigh. If your head and neck are doing weird stuff, see if you can lengthen. If not, you could pull yourself up into a C curve or even use a pillow. Lower the feet back down and come on up into sitting, and that's it. All right, so it should never hurt. You should feel the burn in your butt, but it shouldn't hurt your knee. If those are hurting your knee, the straight leg ones, if they're hurting your knee, you're probably not keeping your legs straight and your knees flopping around a little bit. With the bridging, if it's hurting your knees, just bring your heels a little further from your butt. See if that helps. Straight leg raises, same thing. There could be some issues with that one. Should never be painful. None of them should ever hurt your back.